Okay, we're going to find the exact value of 6 trigonomic functions in degrees, and we're going to use 6 examples, and you should know your trig ratios. And I'm going to be using the fact that sine of theta equals y over r. Remember, r equals 1. We're going to use the unit circle. Cosine of theta equals x over r. Tan of theta equals y over x. And then cosecant of theta equals r over y. Secant of theta equals r over x. And cotan of theta equals x over y. Just notice that for these I just flipped the ratios. Okay, let's get started, because you should probably know these before you watch this video, the trig ratios. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is negative, oh no, it's not negative, I'm looking at the wrong problem, 150 degrees. So what I'm going to do is look at my circle, or you don't even have to do a circle, but I'm going to go ahead and make this into some circle, and it's hard to draw a circle on here, so there's my circle. We know that this is 180 degrees, so 150 degrees is right about here. And if you know your main numbers for the unit circle, they're root 3 over 2, 1/2, and root 2 over 2. And I probably should put the 1/2 first. Let me put these in order. So the order would be, it's not erasing. The order would be 1/2, root 2 over 2, and root 3 over 2. So we know here that the longer length is root 3 over 2. The shorter length is 1/2. And since we're on the x quadrant 2, my x is negative. So my x is negative root 3 over 2, and my y is 1/2. So all we have to do is plug this in our ratios here. Again, you should know those. So sine is y over r. Remember, our r equals 1. So y is 1/2 divided by 1, which equals 1. Cosine of theta, which is going to be negative root 3 over 2 over 1, which just equals that. And then we have tan of theta, which is y over x. So that's 1/2 divided by negative root 3 over 2. You can cancel the 2's here, and we get negative 1 over root 3. Now, for the others, all I'm going to do is flip my answer. So this should be 1/2, sorry. So cosecant of theta equals 2, or 2 over 1. Cosecant equals negative 2 over root 3. And tan equals negative root 3 over 1. Now the ones we have to fix are these two. So you just rationalize the denominator by multiplying root 3 over 3. And that gives you negative root 3 over 3. And this one you multiply by root 3 over 3. And that gives you negative 2 root 3 over 3. Okay, the next one we're going to do is 660 degrees. I'm going to subtract 360 to find a coterminal angle, and I get 300 degrees. So I'm just going to look and see where that is. 300 degrees is right about here, because this is 270. All right, I'm going to draw my angle up here. All right, so here I know that my shorter side is 1/2. My longer side is root 3 over 2. Since we're in quadrant 4, y is negative. So the point I'm dealing with is x is 1/2 and y is negative root 3 over 2. And then you just plug in sine of theta is y. This is my x, my y. So negative root 3 over 2 divided by 1. And cosine of theta is just 1/2. Tan of theta, you're just dividing these two. So it's negative root 3 over 2 divided by 1/2. That cancels and you get negative root 3. And then for the others, you just flip everything. So cosecant of theta equals negative 2 over root 3. Secant theta equals 2. And cotan of theta equals negative 1 over root 3. Now we have to fix these two here. I'm going to multiply this by root 3 over root 3. And that's going to give me negative 2 root 3 over 3. And multiply this by root 3 over 3. And that gives me negative root 3 over 3. So my answers for those two are right here. Okay, the next one we're going to do is negative 750. So what I'm going to do is add 360 twice, and I'm still at negative 30. So I add 360 again, and I'm going to be at 330. Now look at this on the unit circle if you want to do the circle part. So I know 330 is right about here. I draw my angle up. I make my triangle. And I know the longer side is root 3 over 2. And my shorter length is 1/2. And my x is positive and my y is negative because we're in quadrant 4. So my point's going to be root 3 over 2, comma, negative 1/2. And then you just plug it in the ratios again. So sine of theta is negative 1/2. Cosine of theta is root 3 over 2. Tan of theta, you just divide these two. You could get negative 1 over root 3. And then you flip everything. Secant of theta is 2 over root 3. And cotan of theta equals negative root 3. Now when you rationalize these, you're going to get 2 root 3 over 3 here. Rationalize this, you're going to get negative root 3 over 3. Okay, so let's do one more. We're going to do negative 675 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and add 720. So this would be, I'm going to do that real quick. I haven't done it yet. 675. And that gives us 45 degrees. So that equals 45. Now, we know that this is in quadrant 1. And it's a 45, 45, 90. And we know our sides are root 2 over 2 and square root of 2 over 2. So my x and y are the same values here. And then your r is 1. And so we just do the ratio sine equals y over r, which equals root 2 over 2 divided by 1. Cosine of theta equals x over r, and that's root 2 over 2. And tan of theta, you just divide sine and cosine, because that's y over x, and that's just going to give you 1. You divide these two, and then you flip everything for the others. So cosecant of theta is 2 over root 2. Secant is the same. And cotan So that's just 1 over 1. So when you flip that, you can still get 1. We rationalize these. And that's going to give you 2 root 2 over 2, which equals root 2. So these would be root 2. And that's all.